Yo. We are vibing today, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday. How you doing? How you doing? Hope you're all having a great day so far. We are vibing out to the new album that's coming out probably 2 or 3 weeks from now, I think. I teased it a little bit ago, but now it's ready. It's officially ready. It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. Yo, what's up, everyone? Hope you're having a great Wednesday. I know I am. At least I am now. You had asked me this about 14 hours ago. I'm not sure if I would have told you the same thing. I was feeling a little under the weather this morning. Still kind of am, so it's probably not going to be super long. Not a terribly long stream. But there's some stuff I want to talk about, some stuff that happened, some stuff that I think is interesting, at least interesting enough to warrant talking about. Also, sorry, I didn't realize the music was still that loud. Let me turn that back down. There we go. Okay, perfect. Well, hello, cat. Carl has decided to grace us with his presence, whether we want him to or not. So, you know, it is what it is. There we go. Sorry, I was just fixing a few things on my end. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, welcome on into Wednesday stream, everyone. Hope you had a good week so far. First things first, couple of announcements to go over. The Oshi Push video is being worked on right now. It's about halfway done, I would say. And so hopefully I'll have that ready for you this weekend. Hey, what's up, Yanka? What happened to your lines? You look like you're trying to build a bear. This was a gift from the birthday stream by Sabruin, who made it, and it looks very lovely. Hey, welcome on in, Andrea. How you doing? Yeah, no, the model is very fluffy. It's almost like it's an animated plush. It's very cute, to say the least. It's very, very cute. But yes, Oshi Push video is coming out soon. We're gonna do some more Oshi Push stuff here in a little bit. I'm gonna be at another convention this weekend. Oh yeah, of course I'm biased. Welcome on in, by the way. Of course I'm making the most of this. How could I not? You know, if I'm given a model, I feel like you gotta get your use out of it, right? It's such a good model. Such a good model. But I do want to post. Where is it? Yo, what's up, Melanie? Mela. I read the first part of your name and the rest just continued on. Mela Mirage. I was also speaking with a Melanie earlier, which is why the name is on my brain. I've actually spoken to multiple Melanies today. Now that I'm thinking about it, wait, that's kind of an odd coincidence. I've been speaking to a lot of people today. Melanies are great people. So true, so true. I'm trying to find... There it is. Okay, got it. So on Saturday, yes, Saturday, Let me show you guys this in. I am doing a panel with a few other people. Yo, what's up, Empress? Oh, that's the wrong picture. Don't mind that one. That was the other picture I was going to use for the thumbnail. Don't mind that one. Don't mind that picture. Here's the actual picture I meant to put on here. Look, we're gonna be at FanimeCon. Woo! They're all part of their own panel, so we're just looking at Saturday right now. I'm gonna be with Eden, and then duo leveling. Blah, blah, blah. I can talk, I promise. Duo leveling, Yuki and Yuna. And that's going to be at 3:30. So it's going to be a little bit later than our normal stream on Saturday. Just a little bit. But should be fun. We had a lot of fun at the convention last week. Though I'm a little sad that I was a little under weather for it. But, you know, we did get to announce some cool stuff. Like we got to announce the new mechanic for Oshi Push in one of the future sets. For those who missed that. We got to talk to a group of people who wanted to just talk to a VTuber about Oshi Push. And then we did a little bit of a meet and greet. We had a lot of fun characters who showed up there. Most notably was probably the Body Improvement Club and like a whole group of guys as the Body Improvement Club, which is awesome. And then the Helldivers guy, because that was great. I love that. Love that so much. So, but this time around, it's not a meet and greet. It's more of a panel. And I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to stream it. Or if I am, it's going to look different, I think. I'm not sure how. I'm not sure how I want to try. I'm not sure if I am going to try. Trying to stream with that many people is kind of a pain. Because we'll all have our own different background. Like, this isn't like a VTuber collab where we can all just hop into, you know, the same room and have all our models on screen. This is people are calling in from all over the place to be a part of this panel. So, I don't know if I'll stream it. I might record it from my end and then upload it as a video afterwards. That might be kind of interesting. We'll see kind of how it goes. If it works out that I can stream it, I will, just so that's, you know, something else for you guys to, you know, take a gander at, but no promises as of right now. But if you're at FanimeCon, come say hi. They last time we did this, we had a little bit of it was like a half hour, 45-ish minutes of us just talking about VTubing, talking about the struggles and stuff like that, and then answering a lot of audience questions, which every time I am made to interact with people who don't know about VTubing, I always forget like how mystified people make VTubing, because people mystify a lot about VTubing and they don't know what it is. The number of times, and by the way, this seems to have increased, the number of times you get asked if you're an AI is just going up. Like they just don't get it. They don't understand what it could possibly be, and they just assume it's AI. It's kind of crazy. But you know what? That's fine. You know, I like talking to people and telling them kind of why people do this, why people might do this. One of the things that I think is just so cute is I always love when the kids see VTubing, because they're like, oh, wait, you can do that? And we've had a few parents approach us asking about it, like as a way to introduce their kids to like YouTube and stuff while keeping their identity nice and safe. That's always fun. Yeah, that's what this is. This is that kind of a panel. I don't think there's going to be I I don't think there's gonna be a meet and greet for this particular one. I think that's I think that was just the last time. Yeah. So that's what we got this weekend. Next we have no, never mind. Sorry, that's for later. I have some other stuff cooking that's gonna take a little bit longer, but yeah, we got the new album coming out, which you're listening to right now. This is the new album, which I absolutely love. It's just kind of a vibe. This might be the most easy listening album I think we've ever made. Like, it's such good vibes, man. It's so good. So good vibes. Good stuff. Good stuff. I think that's it for announcements, though. Very lo-fi-ish. Yeah, it was actually originally going to be even more lo-fi-ish than it is right now. But I don't... Because, like, don't get me wrong. I love lo-fi. But I also get put to sleep by a lot of lo-fi music. Like, if it's too low energy, I just fall asleep. It's not great. So I wanted something that, you know, has a little bit more of that, like, bouncy... You know, it's not like high energy, right? It's not crazy, but it's, you know, it's a little bouncy. You can just kind of vibe to it and it's not too distracting. I don't know. I just think it's good. I think this time it's good. But that's it for stream announcements. I do want to talk about a couple things that happened recently. Like, one of my favorite games had its sequel come out. Has anyone in here played Monster Train? It's kind of like Slay the Spire. If you've played Slay the Spire, you'll get a vibe for it for sure. But it's one of, in my opinion, one of the better Slay the Spire-ish games. Like, you play cards, you put them on a train, they fight off dudes, you can do combos and stuff. Like, we can call it Slay the Spire roguelite. Like, that's fine. It's not exactly the same, but it's close enough that you get it. But the original game was very fun. I played it for, actually, how many hours did I put into it? I put like 80 hours into the original Monster Train, and I unlocked like pretty much most of it. If I went back to it, I could probably put in another 20-30 hours to like really round out everything. But for like a $20 game, it was really, really good. This time, they just released Monster Train 2, which is looking to be just as good as the first one. It's almost identical to the first game, but it has a whole bunch more customizations and stuff that I think will add some longevity to it, and like actually want you to do achievement hunt. You know, maybe this is my own personal opinion, but I'm not really against it if a game functionally re-releases with a new set of characters, new set of mechanics. Like, it's still the same game. It's just like they just updated everything, right? I know a lot of people want like a lot of crazy drastic stuff, but I think this time they did it just perfect. They basically made the same game and just added a whole bunch of tiny little quality of lives with a whole new set of cards. And it's really good. It's not really a remaster. It's just the gameplay is very, very similar. In the same way that like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom had similar-ish gameplay loops, Monster Train and the Monster Train 2 are that, like, the style of game didn't change, is all I'm trying to say. You know, it's basically the same thing, if you wanted to boil it down to just mechanics. But they redid all the characters, redid all the monsters, redid all the cards. So it's functionally a new game that just plays like the other one, which honestly I'm okay with. Because if they had tried to change something drastically, I actually don't know what they could have done. The main gimmick of the game is you play your monsters on a train and they can move up and down levels. They can go back and forth, and then like every time your turn is over, you attack and then the enemy attacks, and like it just kind of goes back and forth, and you're trying to defend the different levels of your train from being taken over. That's like the main gameplay gimmick, and it's, you know, it's a deck builder. So, you know, you do that through playing cards from your deck to do things like that. And I feel like although the formula is been done to death at this point, like I think we can all agree that roguelike deck builders might have been done a couple times by now, you know, just a few. So seeing them all, like seeing it, they didn't try and reinvent the wheel. They just used what was good, and then they fixed the annoying parts from their first game to make the second game just straight up an upgrade from what I've seen so far. I haven't played it like a whole lot yet, so I can't like comment on everything just yet. But from my initial impressions, it's got the same kind of vibe that the first one did. So I'm really excited about that. I've been wanting a Slay the Spire-esque game for a while, and every time I find one, it's not quite there. Like, it's good, it's not bad, it's just not quite there. Because like I've played Slay the Spire. How many hours have I played Slay the Spire? $260, which I know is not as much as like some of the people who like play a ton, but like 260 hours in a game, that's a lot of time, you know, like that's a decent chunk of change to spend inside of a single game, you know, and especially a game that was like $10, you know. Like I feel like you got your money's worth many times over there. And I've just, because like I played a lot of Slay the Spire. I went through like a bunch of the Ascensions, and then I started downloading all the mod packs, and I started playing through those. Like I played through the Hollow Knight one, which was actually really fun. I played through this like super anime one that was supposed to add in a bunch of difficulty to it with a bunch of new characters. It got crazy. Like they added on like 2 new levels after the final boss, with final bosses that were just absolutely insane, like many thousands of hit points. Like your decks could combo off and just do crazy stuff. It was a very high powered game of Slay the Spire, to say the least, but you know, it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and I wish more of the other deck builders had that kind of mod support, because it really adds in a bunch of life to a game. Not that they need to, mind you, you know, if they just, like, I can't blame any developer for not putting it in there, but, you know, it's always nice when they do. Gives you a little bit more oomph out of that game. But it's good times. It's good times. And then I contrast that to what I've seen people say about the newest Doom. Has anyone played that? I haven't. So full disclosure, I'm not one to play games like that. I'm just not really a first person shooter person. Like, it's just not for me. But I did like Doom Eternal. I think Doom Eternal was pretty fun. This looks like Doom Eternal, but with a mechanic that I'm not as enthused about, but I also don't think is as big of a deal as people are making. I don't know. I've also heard that it's incredibly short, all things considered. Like, it would do well to be longer, kind of a deal. But that is the reason why I bring it up is I've seen a lot of complaints being like, why didn't you just make it like Doom Eternal, or, you know, one of the earlier ones? And I also can't fault a developer for wanting to change up the model that they've made to see, you know, what they can do with it. I just feel like it's very interesting, because if Doom the Dark Ages had invented like a new mechanic for it and everyone loved it, people would be singing its praises till the end of time. but because people kind of like, it's not that it's bad, it's kind of like they just don't like it as much. They're like, well, why didn't you just make it like the other thing? And then you compare that to like Monster Train, where they basically just took the mechanics they already had and just polished them a little bit more. It's just funny to see the dichotomy of the two, because I feel like people don't know what they want until they have it, especially in games a lot of the time. Like, usually you don't. It is of my opinion personally that a lot of people will complain if a game stays the same, or complain that if it changes too much, but usually they do want it to change. They want it to be, you know, newer, more interactive, things like that. But they just don't know how to express exactly what they want from the game. That's just kind of my opinion. But I don't know. We'll see. What in the world is happening? Are you a giant Squishmallow squirrel? This is a model that was given to me from the birthday stream. So, you know, it'll show up every now and then. I think it's great. I think this thing's awesome. It's very cute. I do think that people's gut reactions to games, though, are very strong and usually overpowering for the first bit. I think, you know, after a month or so, when the less diehard fans have had a chance to play it and give their reviews, it'll probably settle out a little bit. 'Cause I feel like if a game is getting really popular, it either gets positively review bombed because everyone just loves it, or it gets negatively review bombed because people played it expecting something they didn't, and their emotions are all pent up because they were so excited about it and then they got disappointed. And then all the regular people play it like in the coming weeks, and then that's where the actual reviews kind of level out. It looks like a bit of an Olympic design of a Tanuki. Really? I mean, it's definitely very bubbly. It's more like a chibi anime waifu. What? How did you get chibi anime waifu squirrel? I would never draw that comparison to this model. Like, maybe Tanuki? I don't know. I think it pretty clearly is read as cat. I don't know. I just think it's cute. And it's very fluffy. Gives Pixar vibes. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. I can agree with gives Pixar vibes. I was gonna say it's very bubbly compared to normal cat. The crazy thing is how much it can tilt. Your mustache is cute. They're just whiskers. What do you mean mustache? My mustache? What do you mean by mustache? I don't have a mustache. I have whiskers. Thank you very much. Rayless in 3D. True, you can now see whenever I lean back or lean forward. Whiskers are just mustaches in the cat world. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Oh yeah, we kind of talked about this a little bit last time, but there's another. We're talking about a lot of games today. There's another game that I want to. I'm about halfway through now, from what I've seen. Is Expedition 33. Expedition 33 is a game that I'm slowly getting through, but it's become a bit of a slog. I really liked the game in the beginning, but man, the more I play it, the more I just realize I really really don't like Souls-like timing when it comes to games. There's just I don't want to have to. Is it bad? I know I'm basically admitting that I just suck, but I'm not a hardcore gamer, man. I'm not hardcore anymore, and I just don't want to. I don't want to do timing based video games anymore. I've had this complaint since day one about Souls games or Souls-like games. My biggest complaint with Souls-like games is not that you're making me do perfect parries or dodges or things like that. That's not the issue. That's part of the game. The issue that I've always had with those games is the difficulty swing from being able to take a hit from like a regular dude and then a boss just sucker punching you and like downing you in one shot, and then you have to learn every new boss mechanic or else it just one-shots you. And so the difficulty of the boss fight isn't, oh, I'm bad at timing. It's, oh, it did an attack I've never seen before, so I don't know its timing. That's always been my issues with Souls games. And I know that that's like the whole point of the genre. Obviously, people can like it. People can also dislike it. I'm one of those people. You know, surprise. But it's, I don't know. It's just, it's slow. It's slowly wearing on me. I started off really, really liking it, but the more I play it, the less I like it. Unfortunately. It's still good. It's just, I need to push myself to actually just finish the game. Did I like Elden Ring? I tried Elden Ring. Elden Ring was the first Dark Souls game that I ever tried. I got through a bunch of it. I think I got about halfway through before I just couldn't take it anymore. May you please scratch them? Sure, why not? I got past the big giant dude, like the flaming giant of death. I remember that very vividly. I got past that guy. Which I thought was like halfway through or something like that. Maybe it's only like a third of the way through. I don't know. But I did try to play it a bunch. It didn't quite. I don't know, man. It just didn't. I just couldn't do it. It wasn't for me. It's not that I couldn't kill the bosses. It's just I wasn't having fun. So, like, why bother, you know? Those just aren't my type of games. My type of games are more the strategy stuff, like, you know, teamfight tactics. Though I still do play League of Legends now and then, which I know is gonna make y'all think I'm crazy, but, you know, it is what it is. I kept getting distracted by shiny things in Elden Ring. Yeah. See, that is the part of Elden Ring that I actually really liked. Was the exploring. Like that was fun. I just didn't like, the problem is fighting all the bosses was just kind of annoying. Like I felt like fighting regular enemies was a good level of difficulty of what I was personally ready to do. But then boss fights would just take like 30, 40, 50 deaths to figure them out, and it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Is Elden Ring a Lord of the Rings game? No, it's not. Elden Ring is its own universe, which is pretty cool, actually. I watched a lot of playthroughs of the game. Like a lot. So that was kind of fun. That was cool. Seeing all the different playthroughs of the game. I ironically know like a decent amount about the Elden Ring world. Like a surprising amount because I watched all the lore videos and stuff because, you know, it's me. I like that kind of stuff. But as far as like the actual game is concerned, nah. It just ain't for me, fam. It just ain't for me. That you're admitting you're a nerd? Bruh. I'm the lore cat. I don't know what you expect at this point. If you're here because you think or thought I wasn't a nerd, you're in the wrong place, buddy. I've always been a nerd. I like being a nerd. I like knowing stuff, you know. I know. I was also joking, Night Racer. You've been here for a while. I know. But I just had to give you a hard time too. That's how we roll here. You know, you give me a hard time, I punch it right back at you. You know, just how we roll. How we roll. Have some Nerds candy. I actually would love some Nerds candy. Nerds candy was great. I thought the Lord Cat was dead. Oh no, the Lord Cat is definitely dead, but it's still probably what most people know me by or as. So, you know, it is what it is. Until I have a thing that surpasses the Lord Cat stuff, I will forever be the Lord Cat. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. There are days where I've been like, you know, I kind of want to make a lore video. Like, just kind of want to do it. But I would put it on its own lore channel, and I'd have no obligation to like do that. Your Card Cat? I'm definitely Card Cat right now. That is 100% true. We are absolutely in the Card Cat era. Like, we are 1000% in Card Cat era. And it's gonna get even worse in about I think it's like 3 weeks from now. In 3 weeks, we're gonna go so hard on Card Cat, it's gonna be crazy. Because we're gonna have Rift Runners being delivered. We're gonna have Merryweather's game being delivered. We're gonna have Oshi Push being delivered. And then also the Hololive card game is going to come out, and I want to cover that as well. So yeah, we're definitely in Card Cat era. So box without hinges, lock without a key, yet inside a golden treasure lies. What am I? Hinges, lock, or key. Oh, what was this? Oh, I know this riddle, but I can't think of it right now. So since I got here, there was Lore Cat, Coding Cat, Tabletop Cat, and now Card Cat. Well, Card Cat and Tabletop Cat are also they're kind of in the same boat, because there's still other RPGs that I want to talk about. There's still other games I want to cover. We're kind of in our review game era, with a heavier emphasis on Card Cat, because just realistically, I just like card games. They're just fun to me, man. I'm just having fun. I really want the game to come out because I want to do like really dumb deck building shenanigans and do like games that way. I think that would be a lot of fun. I don't know. I think there's a lot you can do with it, and especially when the Hololive game comes out, I think that that's going to be really fun to do. It's an egg. Would you consider an egg a box? Like, I guess I could see it. I could see it. So if you guys are ready for one hell of a tangent, you want to know what has actually been my main go-to thing for the last little bit that is like just taking up a bunch of my time? Well, not really a bunch of my time. It's my thing that I do, but I'm not doing anything else. I've been watching sumo wrestling. Now, granted, I've been watching it for a couple months at this point now. A friend got me into it, but like I've really gotten into it as of late. I have a newfound respect for just sumo in general. Like, it's actually crazy. Watching sumo matches is so fun. Have a favorite? Oh shoot, what's his name? No, oh my gosh, I'm blanking. He was the newest dude to come. Oh no, my brain's going blank now that you've called me on it. It's Hakuoho, I believe. He's a fun one to watch. And then there's a couple that my buddies really like, but I also really like the current Yokozuna. Shoot, what's his name? I'm blanking on his name. Oh, it's like Hoshoryu. He got the title of Yokozuna at the last tournament. There's actually a tournament going on right now. Why is it that most sumo wrestlers are fat or depicted as giant and fat? I mean, give the skinny guys a chance. There are skinny guys in sumo. There actually are. They just don't do as well against the bigger guys. And it's the reason why they're depicted that way is because most sumo wrestlers are really big guys. Like they're big, but they're also like really strong, dude. You watch these guys go at it, it's actually insane. they're huge and they are so strong. They have bad buyout. No, a lot of them are very, very healthy. In fact, like sumo wrestlers don't usually suffer the same injuries as other overweight people because they're constantly working out for sumo, right? Like just because you're a big guy, if you're working out, like you have muscle strength and stuff, like they're ridiculously strong, dude. Watching them like toss each other sometimes over the shoulder is crazy. Like there was a match last night that we were watching where they charged each other and like one dude just got the palm slap across the face of the Sentry, man. Like it just it looked like, oh man, that looked like it hurt so bad. But then the dude got on his belt and like picked him up. But then the other dude managed to like have just enough traction with his feet that he tripped him and like rolled him over and like tossed him out of the ring. Dude, it was crazy. It's crazy. It's so fun to watch. I prefer MMA over sumo wrestling. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. That's totally fine. I just didn't think I was gonna enjoy sumo as much as I have been. Like it's really been fascinating to like get into it because you start to recognize people, you start to recognize all the different divisions. It's like a huge deal too. And there's a dude named what is his channel name? It's Midnight Sumo. So Midnight Sumo streams no, go away, Ludwig. I didn't mean to click on your video. Midnight Sumo streams all the matches and he does like live commentary for it, and there's like thousands and thousands of people watching, and he translates all the stuff into English, and he, you know, gives information about all the wrestlers and stuff. Like it's super fascinating to learn. And then like if you get really into it, you start watching like a lot of the sumo stables have YouTube channels and stuff, and they show like what the day in the life of sumo is. It's weirdly fascinating. It's like I didn't expect to be as into it as I am, kind of a deal. Like it's really interesting. It's so fun to watch. I'd like show you a sample of it on stream, but I don't think that like Japan doesn't really like it when you do stuff like that, so they might like strike the channel or something. So we're not gonna risk that, you know. But it really is fun. If you want to watch sumo, his Twitch channel is definitely the place to be. And I think there's actually even a couple other people who do it as well. It's like it's not just him, but he's definitely one of the main people who does it that I've seen. And this is all entirely because a friend of mine started watching sumo, and then he got all of his friends into watching sumo, and now I'm watching sumo, and now like we're late at night and we sit around and we watch sumo together on Twitch. Like that's a good time right now. Your voice sounds like a Jeff or a Bob. I don't even know how to respond to that, man. But it's good times. It's good times, dude. If the chance presented it, would you challenge Merriweather? Oh yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun. Challenging Mary would be, I think, a lot of fun, to be sure. So yeah, if the opportunity presented it, I would. Do you play Yu-Gi-Oh? No. I do not enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh, unfortunately. It's probably the only card game that I really don't want to get into. I'm not a fan of you can take your entire turn before, like, go through your entire deck before your opponent even has a chance to do anything kind of games. And I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh is definitely that. Or like, it's really easy to combo off. Like, in terms of like games that I play, like I know Magic Commander can get just as crazy as that. You know, I'm not going to try and say Magic the Gathering's out there, but like I feel like I like the more simple but strategic games. Like I like the games where cards don't have 20 abilities, they only have like 3, and it's all about how you've built your deck and knowing what your deck can do and what your opponent has and what it can do, but not like one mistake means you just lose, because I feel like that can happen a lot with Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh, especially Yu-Gi-Oh. But even in Magic, I've seen some of the absolute crazy pop-off games like Monopoly. No. Don't equate anything to Monopoly, man. That's not even in the same stratosphere. Like, come on. Monopoly's not. No. Not that. That's like that's too far on that scale. Monopoly. I don't know. It's hard for me to describe exactly what I do and don't like about Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's not my cup of tea, really. That's all it boils down to. It's just not my cup of tea, and that's okay. Monopoly is one of the top tier strategy games. I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm gonna disagree with you on that one. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I don't see Monopoly as a strategy game in this. Like, I just don't see it. I'm sorry. Get to strategize which places to buy. Like, I'm sure there actually is a strategy for it, but when your movement is controlled by randomness, it's kind of hard to do that. So like I get it on one hand, but also I don't. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. There's also Cheaters Edition. I actually don't know about that, but that's interesting. But while we're on the subject of board games, like my favorite type of board games, actually probably my favorite board game is a game called Rising Sun. And it's because just so much of it is based off of like everything that happens in the game is a decision that someone made. There's very little randomness to it. And I really like that. Settlers of Catan is a good board game. I think Settlers of Catan is a good party game. I think with some of the expansions and stuff, it gets a little bit more into the more strategic stuff that I like. But I think base Settlers, there's definitely some strategy, but you really are still at the mercy of your dice, unfortunately. I guess that's all it is for me, is I'm just not a huge fan of anything that I like the dice determine what I get more than anything, unless I picked those dice, right? Because there's some games where like you get to pick the dice that you roll and that affects things. And I like those types of games. Those games are fun, because those really add a extra level of complexity to some like the games that they're in. Like, because then it's, if I'm getting beat by RNG, it was my choice. Like, I chose to roll these dice instead of these are the, like, I have to use these dice and these are the only options kind of a deal. But that's just me. Maybe that's just me being picky, being overly choosy, you know, stuff like that. But I'm just not a favor of true randomness in games because, well, actually, I think randomness is really good for party games. Like if you want to just have a game that anyone can pick up and play and it's all just based off the dice, that's totally fine. But if like you want to have a more strategic game, then you there should be some randomness to make sure that you can't just solve the game. But there needs to be not enough that you feel like you're at the mercy of the dice. Like that's what it ultimately boils down to, I think. At least for me personally. But you know, everyone has their thing. So, is what it is. Yeah. Sorry, that was my tangent. That was my tangent. They say Risk takes too long. That's, I mean, if you enjoy Risk, then you enjoy Risk. There's nothing wrong with enjoying Risk. I mean, I play Twilight Imperium, which is basically Risk, but 12 hours long. Twilight Imperium takes so long, dude. It's so long. It's so fun, but it's so long. It's just so long, man. It's crazy. But, you know, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Sometimes it's all that matters, you know? All right. I'm going to have to call it a little earlier than I thought because I can feel my congestion meds wearing off and I've had to blow my nose a couple times already. And so just a nice little short stream. We'll be back on Saturday with some with the convention stuff, hopefully. And if not, then we'll have our normal Saturday stream on Sunday instead. So that's the plan for this week. And then, and like I said, in about 2 or 3 weeks, guys, we got a lot of stuff happening all at once. It's going to be a lot of stuff back to back to back to back to back to back. It's going to be crazy. Everything's going to hit all at once. All these things that we've been waiting for. It's actually insane. So, like I said, just a nice short little stream today. Very short, nice to the point. I'm going to go take some more meds to get my nasal cavity cleared out again. And I'll see you all back on Saturday. And hopefully you'll have a video out before then. I'm about halfway through with the first one. And then I got like 2 more to work on. And then another one after that. I've got so many videos to work on. Hey, Gotcha Kitty, how you doing? Working on next year's presents already? Jeez. You got time. You got a whole year. Don't blow through everything too fast. But yeah, I'm gonna call it there. Like I said, nice short little stream. Gonna go get this taken care of. But thanks for hanging out, everyone. Thanks for letting me rant about video games and things like that. I really, really do appreciate it. All I can say is anime girl. Nice. But yeah. That's gonna be it from me today. So I will see you lovely people all back on Saturday. And if not Saturday, then Sunday. Sound good? Sound good? All right, have a good night, everyone. I gotta go blow my nose yet again. Gosh dang it. All right, I will see you all later. Bye-bye.